It's just another day at home, and Jungkook is busy at his office. Completely unaware of the chaos happening back at the house, you, on the other hand, you've been feeling off since the morning, your stomach feels unsettled, and you haven't eaten a thing this morning, despite your father's best efforts. Princess, please just a few bites. Your dad plans dressed in his ridiculous nanny disguise, the same wig and apron combo he wears whenever he plays the role. He's holding a spoonful of food, chasing you around the living room like you are a toddler. You curl up on the couch, pulling a blanket over yourself. I don't feel like eating, Daddy. I'm not hungry. You whine, trying to hide from the sight of the food. Your father sighs, standing up in front of you with his hands on his hips. The wig slightly asks you from all the running. Baby, if you don't eat, your husband is going to kick my. You know how mad Jungkook gets if you skip meals. You peek out from under the blanket, giving him a tired look. I told you I'm not hungry. I feel sick. He kneels beside you, concerned, softening his voice. Sweetheart, I know you don't feel well, but you need to eat something. Just a few bites, okay? For me, you roll your eyes but can't help but smile a little at his persistence. You're more scared of Jungkook than me. He chuckles, adjusting his wig and pretending to look serious. Damn right, I am. The boy has a temper, especially when it comes to you. You giggle, the sound weak but genuine. Fine, but just a little. Good girl, he exclaims, relieved as he scoops up some of the food and brings it to your lips. You take a bite, chewing slowly. You're so dramatic, Daddy. He laughs, shaking his head. Trust me, sweetheart, I know that he looks cats. He would probably chase me out of the house with a frying pan if he knew you weren't eating. He holds up another spoonful, urging you to take it. Come on, just few more bites. You don't want me to face his wrath, do you? You sighs but open your mouth for another bite. You're such a pushover. You tease, feeling slightly better with each mouthful. Only for you, princess. He smiles with a wink, giving you that signature dad smile that always makes you feel safe and loved. After a few more bites, you lean back on the couch, feeling a bit more relaxed. Okay, that's enough for now. He sets the plate aside, sitting down next to you and smoothing your hair back. You sure you're feeling okay, princess? You've been looking pale all day. You shrug, still wrapped up in the blanket. I don't know, I just feel off. Well, if you need anything, you know where to find your ever faithful nanny. He jokes, adjusting his wig dramatically, making you laugh. I can't believe you actually wear that thing. You giggle, pointing at the wig. You're really committed. Anything for you, my little girl, he says, grinning. But seriously, don't tell Jungkook, okay? Let's keep this our little secret. You note, smiling softly. Thanks, Daddy. You are the best. He pats your knee gently, his face softening with affection. Anything for you, princess. Just remember to eat properly next time, or I really will be in trouble with your husband. Suddenly, your face goes pale and you clutch your stomach as a sensation rises quickly. Without a word, you jump up from the couch and bolt toward the kitchen, your father looking on in confusion. Baby, he calls out, but you don't answer him. You barely make it to the sink when it happens, your first bout of vomiting since you found out you were pregnant. The sensation is overwhelming and you grip the edge of the counter for support as your stomach heaves. Oh my god, your dad shouts, rushing over you, panic written all over his face. He almost trips over his nanny dress, but he quickly catches himself. His wig slightly asks you as he reaches your side. Princess, are you okay? What is happening? You gasp for an air between waves of nausea, trying to reassure him, but you can barely speak. I think it's just the pregnancy. You manage to say weakly, wiping your mouth with the back of your hand. Pregnancy? Oh no, oh no, oh no, baby, this is bad. Your father panics, hands failing as he looks around the kitchen, unsure what to do. What do I do? Should I call Jungkook? Should I get you to the hospital? You shake your head, still bent over the sink, trying to catch your breath. No, no, daddy, it's normal. I'm just nauseous. But your dad isn't calming down. He's pacing the kitchen, muttering under his breath, oh god, what if, what if something's wrong? What if your daddy, calm down. You say, your voice strained but firm. It's just morning sickness. The doctor warned me this might happen. Your father is still far from calm, even though you have assured him multiple times that it's just the morning sickness. His face is act with worry as he paces around. No, no, I can't take this lightly. He says more to himself than to you. Princess, grab your things. We're going to the clinic. I am not risking anything with my baby girl. Daddy, I told you it's normal. You protest weakly, but he's already bustling around, grabbing your coat and his car keys. Normal, normal, vomiting like that, scaring me half to death. No, no, I won't have it. We're going to the Dr. Taeyong's clinic. Before you can argue further, your father has already bundled you into the car, driving with frantic urgency. I swear, if something wrong and I didn't get you to the clinic in time, I will never forgive myself. He mutters under his breath, his knuckles white from the gripping. You try to calm him down. Daddy, you're overreacting. It's But before you can finish, another wave of nausea hits you, your stomach lurches, and without warning, you are vomiting again, this time all over the car floor. Oh my god, your dad voice shoots over several octaves, pure panic flooding his tone. Oh no, not again. Oh god, hold on, baby. We're almost there. Just. Oh no, he accelerates even more, driving through traffic, his nanny wig slightly crocked from all the stress. You feel bad about the mess and the panic you're causing, but you can't help it. The nausea is too strong. Your father bursts through the hospital doors, still in his nanny disguise, but with the wig slightly askew, revealing his natural hair underneath. His grand entrance causes everyone in the lobby to stop and stare. It's not every day that the CEO of a major company shows up in women's clothes, especially with the disheveled wig hanging half off his head. The nurses whisper among themselves, some stifling giggles, others wide eyed with disbelief. Isn't that one of them murmurs, but before she can finish, your father rushes past, oblivious to the tension. He couldn't care less about the stares or whispers, his only concern is you. He storms down the hallway, his focus sharp, his heart racing. Where Dr. Tang office? He demands from the startled nurse at the reception. The nurse, still in shock, points toward the corridor. But sir, Dr. Taeyong is in surgery right now. Not surgery, a delivery room. Another nurse corrects, but your father isn't listening. He's already halfway down the hall, his shoes clicking rapidly against the floor. The moment he arrives at Dr. Taeyong's office, he throws open the door only to find the room empty. He looks around, confused, frustration mounting. Where is he? Your father mutters under his breath. His worry is palpable. He paces back and forth, checking his watch, then muttering again. Damn it, Dr. Taeyong. A nurse who had been following him peeks inside. Sir, I told you Dr. Taeyong is in the delivery room. He's assisting with the birth right now. It might be a while. Your father stops pacing, his shoulder tense. I don't care. My daughter needs him now. He needs to be here. The nurse gives him a sympathetic look but stand her ground. Sir, with all due respect, there's nothing we can do at the moment. Please have a seat. I'm sure everything will be fine. He lets out a heavy sigh, running a hand through his hair, knocking the wig even more off Kitler. By now, it's hanging on by a thread, but he doesn't bother fixing it. He collapses into a chair, anxiously tapping his foot against the floor every second that passes. Meanwhile, people passing by in the hallway keep glancing at him, some in recognition, others in pure bewilderment. Isn't that? Yes, that's him, the CEO, what he's doing in a dress. But none of it matters to him. His eyes are locked on the floor, waiting for any sign of Dr. Taeyong. His entire focus is on you, his daughter, the one person in the world he would move mountains for. Everyone else can think what they want. Suddenly, his phone buzzes. It's a message from Jungkook asking how's everything going. He quickly silences his, not wanting to deal with his son-in-law's potential freak out just yet. There's no way he's telling Jungkook that you vomited or that he rushed you to the hospital in a frenzy. Not until he knows you are alright. Second feels like hours as he waits for Taeyong to return, each tick of the clock adding to his mounting stress. But he won't rest until he knows for certain that his princess is safe and sound. Your father's anxiety only seems to escalate as you suddenly clutch your stomach and rush to the nearby trash can, vomiting again. His panic hits new heights. Call Dr. Taeyong, my daughter is dying, he yells, his voice booming across the entire hospital floor. You wipe your mouth and try to calm him down, waving your hand in an attempt to reassure him. Daddy, I am not dying, please. But your father is beyond listening, pacing the room frantically, grabbing his phone to call someone, anyone, while nurses around him to start to grow concerned. His face is flushed and he's muttering to himself, no, 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 I need Dr. Taeyong right now. The chaos only intensifies until the door of the office bursts open and in walks Dr. Theo, looking mildly irritated and perplexed. He scans the room, taking in the scene. Your father in a panic, you're looking a bit flustered, but certainly not in the moral danger your dad is proclaiming. Theo rubs the bridge of his nose, clearly trying to keep his cool. What is with this chaos? Theo asks, raising an eyebrow as his gaze locks with yours for a brief moment. He rolls his eyes at both you and your father, signing at the dramatics unfolding before him. What is this, a circus? Theo comments, his tone laced with sarcasm as he glances between you and your father, fully aware that your dad's wig is nearly falling off and his clothes are all wrinkled from the mad dash to the hospital. Your father, still panicking, rushes forward. He's been vomiting since this morning, and now again it's happening too much, he exclaimed, grabbing Taeyong's arm as if trying to force him to do something immediately. Taeyong blinked at your father, trying to keep the straight face. Oh, relax, Mr. Jung. It's probably nothing serious. He pats your father's shoulder. Dr. Taeyong gestures for Anur to come forward, signaling her to take you to the examination room while he remains seated behind his desk, cool and collected. As you leave the room, your father stays behind, still a bundle of nerves. Why aren't you going to check on her? Your father asks, frustration evident in his tone. His eyes are wide with worry, as if Taeyong's lack of urgency is incomprehensible. Taeyong leans back in his chair, crossing his arms. Relax, Mr. Jung, he says calmly, maintaining his professional tone. This is normal during pregnancy. Vomiting, especially in early months, is nothing to panic over. I can't see my daughter like this. Your father hesitates, running his hands through his hair before blurting out. Just about the child. Taeyong jaw dropped completely, eyes wide in shock as he stares at your father, frozen for a moment. What? He finally manages, his voice low, stunned. Are you serious, Mr. Jung? Your father nods, his face still tight with worry. Yes, I am serious. I don't care about anything else. I can't see her suffer like this. If she's already this unwell, it's only get worse. I just want her safe. Taeyong is visibly taken aback, Mr. Chung. This is completely normal for a first pregnancy. Nausea and vomiting, especially in the first trimester, are expected. There's no need for such drastic measure. He leans forward, lowering his voice for more serious tone. Aborting the child is not the solution. She's not in danger. Your father, still frantic, shakes his head. I don't care. I don't want her to go through this. I can't see her in pain. Taeyong stands firm, trying to keep his composure as your father's allegation only grows. Mr. Jung, I understand that she is your daughter, but we cannot make such decision without the consent of a husband. Legally and ethically, I can't proceed without his permission. Your father, clearly frustrated, waves his hand dismissively. There is no need for Jungkook's permission. She's my daughter. I have the final say in this matter. Jungkook's eyes harden slightly, though he keeps his tone professional. And the child growing inside her, that child is also his, Mr. Jung. This isn't just about your daughter anymore. The little life belongs to both of them. I can just dismiss Mr. Jungkook's role in this. Your father steps closer to Taeyong's desk, leaning in as if trying to impose his will. I am telling you to do this because I know what's best for my daughter. I don't need Jungkook permission for that. Taeyong stands his ground, his voice calm but resolute. You might think you know what's best for her, but this is her life, her body, and her child. I won't perform any procedure without the agreement of both the parents. Your father, growing more exasperated, points towards the door. You don't understand, she's suffering. I'm not going to wait around for her to get worse. Taeyong's eyes rubbing his back for his neck, trying to not to lose his patience. Mr. Jung, please. You're acting out of fear. This is normal for pregnancy. You're not helping her by making decisions based on panic. Your father refuses to back down. I'm a father. I have the right. Taeyong cuts him off, his voice steady, and Mr. John is a husband. He has the right to be involved in this decision too. Now, if you really want to go forward with this, then fine, bring him here, and if he agrees, we'll do it. Your father stands still for a moment, anger flashing in his eyes. I don't need Jungkook's permission. She's my daughter. I will protect her. Taeyong shakes his hand slightly, pinching the bridge of his nose, and that baby inside her, that's his child too. This is not a one-person decision, Mr. Jung. Just do it. There is a tense of silence between them as your father continues to glare at Taeyong. Finally, Taeyong exhales deeply, throwing his hands up in mock surrender. Okay, fine, sit outside and we will proceed, he says, the exhaustion in his voice clear. Your father, feeling like he's won, storms out of the office, leaving Taeyong standing there, his expression tight with frustration. The moment the door closes, Taeyong turns to his assistant. Call Mr. John, he says quietly. Tell him to come here immediately. We have a situation. To be continued.